So I'm going to start by removing this cover here behind the door handle. Stick a trim tool in here and just pry it out. Preferably use plastic so it doesn't damage the plastic. Then there are 2 Phillips head screws that you have to remove. I'll start with this top one. And one down here behind the handle. Okay, that's all for here. And next, this large armrest piece, it's actually just a cover, and that has to pop off, which will expose more mounting screws. So I'm going to take this same trim tool and stick it back here and just pry it out. It's held on by several push clips, so it's pretty tightly secured in there. Just pull straight out like that. There we go. Some more Phillips heads. I'm going to start over here and just work my way to the other side. There's also one on the bottom here. Oh, I missed one. I missed one over here. Last one. Okay, this piece comes off and it frees the door panel at the top here. At this point, all we have is push clips that hold this door panel on. So I'm going to take my plastic trim tool, stick it in here, and just try to pry them out. They are pretty stiff, so don't be afraid to tug on it, but make sure you don't break them. There we go. I'm going to pop this corner piece out just to make room for the lower part of the door panel to come off. Set that aside. Now we can lift this, pull it out, and then lift it up. Should unhook from the door. Then on the back side, don't go too far because you have some wiring. Next, with a pocket screwdriver, I'm just going to gently pry down on the locking clip of this lock switch and pull it straight out. Okay. And next we have the window switches and the mirror switch, which are right up here. Okay. I guess that makes things a little bit easier. Push that through. Okay, there's that one. And here's this one. Okay, set this all aside. Now let's pull back the vapor barrier. Be careful with this butyl tape here. It's super sticky, so if it gets on your clothes or in your hair somehow, it's not going to be fun trying to get this back out. Let's disconnect the mirror connector here. Pull that off, and then if you follow it up, you'll see that it'll just basically feed itself through the door as you remove the mirror. But before we remove the mirror, I want to roll this window down because once the bolts or the nuts are unbolted, I want to be able to hold the mirror so that it doesn't fall onto the ground. So let's get the window switch, connect that back, and then put the key in the ignition. And just go ahead and roll this window down all the way. Take the key back out and disconnect your switch. Now we can unbolt the mirror. Now there are 3 10mm nuts that hold this mirror on, one at the top, one at the bottom here, and one kind of hidden on the inside over here. I'm going to start with that one. Take that off. And I'm going to continue with this one. I'm going to leave the top one for last because it's the easiest one to reach, and I want to be able to reach that one when the mirror is ready to come off. Get this top one off. The mirror is going to want to fall down at this point, so make sure you hold it. Okay. Pull the mirror out. The wire is going to want to follow it. And there you have it. Take your new mirror, feed the wire through the hole first, and make sure it comes down and out through here. Okay. And then line up the bolt holes. Okay, there we go. That's lined up. Let's put the mounting nuts on. Start them all on. Once you start the first one, you can let go. Try not to drop them in the door. And now let's snug them up. As I tighten these up, you'll notice the mirror will get pressed up against the door, and that's good. That means the seal is squishing itself, creating a nice watertight seal. That's tight. That's tight. And last one. That's tight. Just double check them all, because sometimes as you tighten up the last one, the first ones loosen up. That's good. Now let's connect the mirror. Make sure it's facing the right way. Just go ahead and clip it right in. Now we can reinstall the door panel. Let's put the vapor barrier back. Just going to stick it over here first. And then make sure all of your wires go through. Connect everything that needs to be connected underneath it. If this doesn't stick, you can either use some regular tape to hold it up or some more butyl tape if you have any. But usually it should still be sticky. Slide this in this way. Put the vapor barrier over just like that. Okay, let's get the door panel. Connect the screen connector to the lock switch. Take these 2 wires and feed them through the hole in the top here. And then we'll take the door panel, hook it over the door here. We'll leave those to be connected in a little bit. And then it looks like everything is lined up, so I'm just going to press in all the push clips. That looks good. Let's connect the window switch over here. Make sure your mirror switch connector goes through this forward slot here, and go ahead and connect it. Press this down. Hey, it works. Now let's put in all the screws that hold the door panel to the door. Let's put in the 2 medium length screws here and here that hold this trim piece onto the door handle. Now take this piece and line it up. And then this one had several bolts holding, or screws holding it on. There were these 2 main anchor screws for the door. They go into the larger openings here. There's one over there and one over here. And then this piece was also held on by 4 little screws. One here. One that went straight down in here. And then 2 over here. Okay, and then there was a cover that covered all this, of course, which is this piece right here. It's got some metal clips on the back side. Just make sure you line them all up before you press it into place so you don't break them. That's that. And now we're missing this last trim piece here that covers the door handle. So slide this on. It has a couple hooks on the back side. Those have to slide in first, and then press the front in. Just like that. That's perfect. This one also has a clip on the back side that has to line up, and then a little tab here that hooks in first, like this, and then it should automatically line up. And there you have it.